Hi, I'm Jessica Lahr, and welcome to our last episode of 2017, where we'll take a look at the biggest stories and favorite photos from the last year here on FingerLakes1.com. We are live inside the FingerLakes1.com studio, and I'm joined by Jim Sinicropi and Josh Durso.
Here we are.
Merry belated Christmas.
Yeah, we have a good one?
Yes.
Yeah, it was awesome.
It was great. It was great.
Survived.
Yeah.
All the food, all the visits, all of the everything. And now we're ready for New Year's, right?
No. Yep.
Yeah, New Year's is a little bit of a anticlimactic, I always felt.
Really? So you don't feel like, oh, it's still exciting until New Year's is over, and then it's from there.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. Like, I've been working, we worked here yesterday, so we've been working. So it's not like when you're in school and you have the whole week off.
Right. True.
And I don't think we've solidified any New Year's Eve plans yet, too, so there's a little uncertainty there. And then New Year's on the hospital is running a business here. January 1st is the first of the month. It's the end of a month. It's the end of a year. And so it's just a pretty stressful time.
Yes. Crunch time for you, I guess.
But we're that much closer to spring.
That's right.
I know.
2 months of winter left.
So it's also a little something special today. Our last episode, we're going to talk about the top news stories of the year, and then we're going to show the year in photos from.
Yes.
So we have. Oh man, we must have had close to 1,000 photos submitted this year, and so we've got probably the top 80 or so chronologically from January to December. So we'll take a look at that too. So So no weather forecast, no sports outlook, no events. It's just going to be the year in review.
Yes. Awesome. Well, and we have to touch base on news because that's what we do here. So what were our top stories?
So obviously it was a busy year in the newsroom. Thousands of stories covered throughout the year. Some of the biggest, though. Remember the violence at 5 Points Correctional Facility in Romulus? It was a story we reported on first in November, where in a matter of just 2 weeks, a half-dozen corrections officers were injured in a series of violent outbursts. Several even required medical attention at local hospitals, and 2 missed time at work as a result. Mind you, throughout all of these stories, it's a combination of views, Facebook interaction, the whole gauntlet of
so what are the most popular?
So these are literally our most popular and biggest news stories of the year. There were 2 major weather stories this summer that exploded across our network. The flooding in Cayuga County, southern Cayuga County, as well as the flooding and ever-rare tornado warning in Ontario County. Dramatic video and photos came in from around CMAC. The same night as a major performance was slated to take place.
Oh, yes.
All
the running water down the road and down the stairs.
We had a microburst here in Seneca Falls, localized. It did tons of damage.
That was another one
here in Seneca Falls.
Oh, yes.
The flooding on Lake Ontario was devastating. It was such a beautiful fall. But the summer was wet, and the spring and summer were wetter than I've ever remembered it.
And if we went only by like the sheer numbers of who clicked on and read stories, weather would have dominated the entire year essentially. So that would have been
everybody. Yeah.
It impacts everybody exactly.
Yeah.
And then some of the other ones. There was the shooting at Pinnacle North, which commanded a lot of readership during the summer as a lengthy investigation unfolded.
Just kind of a thing that you might see someday on Dateline NBC or something. There, it was an officer checking on another.
Yeah, it was a
probation officer.
Probation officer. It was a wellness check, and called in by her employer.
Yeah,
and it just whatever happened, and whatever happened once he entered the home, that may wind up being the thing that is subject to one of those Dateline type shows. And then another more major story out of Canandaigua, the Nolans fire. That was probably one of our highest read and biggest burst stories, where we put it out there and it just exploded instantly. Obviously, the business was closed. They're now in the process of rebuilding. They've received some block grant funding, and they're in the process of getting things going again.
Yeah. Good.
Some of the honorable mentions, closure of Area Records in Geneva.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Store that's open for 30 plus years, probably 40 years.
And I went there in high school and waited in line for concert tickets and bought cassettes and CDs. And I mean, that's the reason for the popularity of something like that, is because it's touched so many people over the years.
Right. Right.
Generations.
Yep. And then the surprise to me, actually, was out of all of these stories that I'm sifting through, the abrupt closure of the Pizza Hut in Waterloo and in Geneva ranked near the top across the board, which was really interesting. On Facebook especially, people absolutely loved hearing about that, or they were very sad about hearing
I hadn't been there in a while. Used to go there all the time when it first opened.
Wow.
And then, of course, the two SOTA students who were lost in separate tragedies this fall, both murdered. That was probably one of the last really big stories that we had to cover back to back. And one of those, we haven't had an update from Newark Police on the investigation with that second murder. So we don't know. No one's been arrested. No one's been charged. So we don't know where that stands right now. That'll be a story that continues to develop in 2018.
Right.
So, of course, as we always say, tap the app, stay tuned to FingerLakes1.com, and check out all of our news coverage. Thousands of stories.
Yes. It never ends. We had a big news week weekend this weekend.
Yep.
There was fires, there was weather incident, travel advisories, and lake effect snow, and now it's bitterly cold. I mean, it's just... Well, a lot of our competitors take the holiday. We continue to make sure that you're informed, and we've got the news. Doesn't matter if it's Christmas Day or
even this upcoming holiday weekend. A lot of places, a lot of news organizations will slow down on that Sunday Monday stretch, or they will issue newspapers. Some newspapers will issue a double paper where they'll have a Sunday Monday edition all wrapped up into one. We won't. We'll be here both days, doing our thing like we always do.
Somebody's got you.
Somebody has to is right.
That's right. All right. Well, thank you for that. Good year in news. Let's take a look at the past year in photos.
And boy, are there a lot.
This is really neat. I'm really excited to see these kind of lay out as the year went by.
So we're going to start in January and work our way through, and it was tough to even pick because there's so many great photos that we left out, but you have to draw the line somewhere. And we're going to have a tough time getting this in by our normal half an hour show, so if we do go over a little late, we'll let you know.
Yes. Yeah. All right, let's start with the first sunset of 2017 over Seneca Lake by Rachel Burkholder.
There'll be a few from Rachel.
Just a few. Settings.
So that's almost a year ago.
Yes.
So a year ago Saturday, or Sunday, that was the end of the first day.
Yeah.
Yep. Beautiful. Setting sun illuminating Chimney Bluffs on January 4th in this photo by Chris Trine.
Love that.
Oh, I love that. So beautiful. Red-bellied woodpecker in Farmington by Mike Sargent.
Yeah, I don't know which bird pictures to choose, so there's a few random ones in there. I like this one a lot, though. I just always like the detail that Mike seems to capture with the colors and the texture of the feathers. And
Yep. All right, foggy late afternoon at Rodman Lot Farm in January by Rachel Burkholder. Wow.
I remember a lot of these, too.
Yes, coming back to me.
That one was pretty cool. And again, that was January, so a little different weather a year ago now.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was mild. It was really a mild winter.
Yep. Sunrise over Seneca Lake here, as seen from White's Point in Geneva in this photo by Sally Mannion.
A very, very, very winter sky.
The Frozen Shore at Sampson State Park on Seneca Lake by Rachel Burkholder. Oh, I remember this photo. Yeah.
So no snow on the ground in January last year, but the winds swept the water up over and froze those blades of grass almost individually. That was a great photo.
Yes.
Very interesting photo, too.
I know. Iced Fisherman here on Sodus Bay by Chris Trine. Yeah, that's a cool shot, too. And duck hunters carried their boat to the Lake Ontario shore to launch in January is captured by Chris Trine.
I'm seeing some of these and I'm thinking, I feel like I just put these up on the website.
I know, time flies.
Can't believe it.
I remember that one. That was one of my favorites. All right, Snowy Railroad Tracks in Phelps by Patrick Costello. Oh, I remember that one too. Yep, that's like the classic winter shot.
I don't know if that was in black and white or if it would just appears to be in black and white.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point.
Because it's just A lot of white.
Two geese keep each other company as the sun rises at Sodus Bay in February in this photo by Chris Trine.
Yeah,
so cute.
They're hanging.
Geese are friends.
Cute.
Yep.
They're friends. All right, the sunset over the north end of Seneca Lake here by Rachel Burkholder. Oh yeah, remember. This Junco in South Bristol during a snowstorm in February by Nancy Jacobs.
This one is, that one's actually the Penyon Outlet Trail, so it looks like we skipped the Junco, unfortunately. Is the next one the Outlet Trail?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry, Nancy. Well, this is February walk on the Outlet Trail in Penyon by Tim Donnells.
Love it.
Keuka Lake on a bright, unseasonably warm February day by Brooke Gordon.
Remember in February when it was like in the 60s?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Could
That's
go for some of that. Right about now.
I know. A stunning start to a warm February day in Watkins Glen by Nori Cornelius. Oh,
Love
I
that.
remember this shot. Yeah, that's so stunning. This female cardinal in the snow in Farmington by Mike Sargent. Oh, beautiful. 50 Shades of Blue over Keuka Lake by Susan Eisenhart. Snow geese flying over Mike Sargent's head as they took off over Canandaigua Lake in March.
I like that. That one.
I think that won photo of the week.
Yes, it did. A lot of these did.
Yeah, I bet. This curious beaver captured by John Van Neal on Howland's Island in late March. Oh.
So we're not getting pictures of like people as much as we are scenes. You know?
We rarely get pictures
Wildlife.
of people.
Yeah, and those are more associated with articles.
Yeah.
That we'd run or event coverage.
Right.
But usually our photos are just scenes from around the region or the the wildlife. A lot of wildlife photos.
A lot of wildlife, yeah. They're all beautiful. All right, an amazing sunset over Cayuga Lake is seen from the docks at the Aurora Inn by Brian Peck. Oh my gosh.
It's like our world.
Wowie. This bluebird that posed perfectly for Rachel Burkholder along the road near Cayuga Lake State Park.
Where are we, still in February or getting to March?
We are in March.
Cool.
Yeah. Because a cold April morning along the Geneva lakefront by Rachel Burkholder looks like this.
I remember that one. Dig it.
Yep.
It's awesome.
A perfect reflection on Cayuga Lake in King Ferry at sunset by Rhonda Fessenden. Wow. Beautiful. A late April thunderstorm over Seneca Lake is seen from Ventosa Vineyards in Geneva by Jenna Levita. Wow.
That was probably one of the most incredible photos of the year.
Yeah,
just the timing of it and the clouds and overlooking the lake, just stunning.
How dark it is to the south on the right-hand side as opposed to the left. It's like night and day, literally.
It's amazing. Right. Beautiful. All right, here's a Junco in a redbud tree by Rachel Burkholder. I love that photo.
So spring is springing there with some buds coming out of the trees.
Yeah, late April. This youngster stopped by to smell the tulips as the sun set in late April in Waterloo by Deborah Robinette.
That's a cool one. That could go on a
That
poster.
is cute. Yes. Calendar.
Inspirational saying.
The colors of spring against this red barn on Route 318 in Waterloo by Lori Dirks.
Lori Dirks.
Oh yeah, it's so pretty. Love that. An early May rainbow over the canal in Seneca Falls by Mary Laud Mendigo. Wow.
So we're into spring now, aren't we?
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
we're in. This is early May.
Yeah, it looks like spring is sprung in these photos.
Yes. Another rainbow over Sampson State Park after a storm passed by Rachel Burkholder.
And that's another one that's one that's taller than it is wide, so you can't really see it all, but it's even more impressive if you see it all. Browse back to April in your photos and take a look.
A full moon rising over Cayuga Lake is seen from Dean's Cove by Rachel Burkholder.
Wow.
Man, oh man, that's just gorgeous.
Fantastic.
This heron was cruising over the water at Montezuma National Wildlife Refuge by Tom Porupski. Yeah, that photo is just insane.
dinosaurs evolved, birds evolved from dinosaurs. You know what I mean?
It's always incredible.
That's what they're thinking now. They used to always think that they were their own reptiles. But
not anymore.
Just look at that. That looks like a dinosaur bird.
It does. It does. That's an amazing picture. And this shot from the Williamson Apple Blossom Festival Parade in May by Tammy Brockway.
I really like this one. I don't know why. I mean, you got several things going on there.
I remember it, yeah.
It was a nice day, obviously, in Williamson. You got a baby in tow, and you got the sweet drum with the... Obviously, the Towpath Volunteers are a historic band founded in 1978 in Macedon. And yeah, I think that's a really cool photo. I like it.
It's adorable. I love it. This great blue heron was trying to eat a bullhead for breakfast at Montezuma, and this shot by Rachel Burkholder. That's crazy.
I remember this one. We got several versions of this photo.
Yes.
And it was like a process. It took this bird forever to get that piece of fish down.
So there's a shot with it in its throat.
Yeah.
So again, you can see all these photos by going to Finger Lakes One, clicking on photos. Plus, 10 times as many as we're showing here.
Right. Well, to capture that, to be there for that, and then capture it, it's just amazing. Yeah. A gorgeous late May sunset is seen from the Grist Iron Brewing Company in Hector by Kelly Taylor. Look at that purple sky. That's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Thoroughly enjoy that.
Yeah, that's beautiful. This napping fawn in Fayette, photographed by Nancy L. Wright. Oh, so cute. This late May rainbow over Cayuga Lake by Jim Bromka.
Oh, that's a photo.
Wow.
Love it. Complete. A complete one.
Yeah, that's incredible.
I feel like we got a lot of rainbow pictures this year.
We did.
It rained a lot.
Yep. Yeah, true. Balloons over Letchworth State Park by Lindsay Will.
Wow.
It's amazing. This frog at Sterling Nature Center, photographed by Mike Sargent. Oh, I remember that guy. The rhododendrons at Garrett Memorial Chapel on a rainy early June day by Rachel Burkholder.
Nice. So we're into June now, huh?
Yes.
Gotcha.
So beautiful. Early June day. Okay, next is a chipmunk near Canandaigua Lake by Patrick Costello.
Oh, that guy.
He's cute. Next up, this osprey bringing dinner home at Montezuma in early June by Jim Porupski. Wow. Amazing. One lone ruddy turnstone on the rocks of the Castle Creek jetty by Janet Aiken.
I guess those aren't really prevalent here in the Finger Lakes, so it's a nice
Uncommon bird.
find.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. A pair of Mennonite children return home after playing in Milo by Nancy L. Wright. It's just precious.
Cool scene.
This monarch butterfly at Sonnenberg Gardens by Mike Sargent. I remember that one too. The detail is just incredible. Amazing. A pair of fawns with their mother in Phelps in early July by Shelley Lannon. Oh, so sweet. Next, a game of cornhole at Cayuga Lake State Park by Jim Sinicropi.
Hey, we know that guy.
That seems like it was yesterday.
It's crazy.
It doesn't seem like it's been 6 months or however long it's been. Since
yes,
I was
6
there.
months. I know, time flies. The year flew by. A ray of light through the clouds over Route 54 in Bath by R. Catherine Smith. Wow, beautiful. The sun fades on a midsummer day in Yates County by Nancy L. Wright.
Awesome.
Gosh. A flotilla of rental boats filled Lock 27 in Lyons in mid-July in this photo by Robert Stopper.
And they went all through the canal system. I think they were from Florida, those folks.
I remember this, yeah. Yeah. I think you're right. And why not another spectacular sunset photo by Rachel Burkholder, this one over Seneca Lake in July. Gorgeous. These doe on Phelps Junction Road in late July by Shelley Lannon. So cute.
Nice one.
There they are, hanging out.
You looking at me?
Making sure the coast is clear before they jump
Looking
across.
both ways.
And deer are known to do be careful before crossing.
They're cautious.
Yeah.
Better be. Sunrise over the town of Seneca Falls on a Friday morning in late July by Mark Ballesteri.
Drone shot.
Yeah, those are just amazing. All right, we're headed into August. This early August rainbow after a storm in the town of Benton by Nancy L. Wright. That's
It kept raining all summer. It didn't stop till the end of August.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bluff Point taken from the banks of Keuka Lake in the early morning by Mark George.
That is pretty sweet. That's a little hanging cloud there on top of that hill.
Yeah, that's cool. The sun breaks through the clouds on an August Monday evening at Watkins Glen by Rachel Burkholder.
There it is.
There's another shot of that
Love that
gorgeous pier.
It's about 6 months apart, those two photos.
Yeah.
The Lighthouse at Sodas Point at sunset by Chris Trine.
There's a little
Love that.
fishing at the very end of that pier, if you can see him there.
I know, I love it.
Or he's standing there. I'm assuming he's fishing.
I like to think he's fishing. A young bird is fed breakfast in Farmington in this shot by Mike Sargent. Oh, so cute. The Milky Way over a sunflower field in Clyde by Jerome Davis in late August.
That was a unique
Oh my
one.
gosh.
Yep.
Yeah. Amazing. A rainbow in the southeast sky after a stormy August day in Phelps by Mary Linehan.
More rain. Endless rain.
A deer getting some sun in Ovid by Rachel Burkholder.
Nice portrait shot.
For all the photos of deer, though, we only had one of the white deer the whole year.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, a lot of times too, like the white deer are more elusive, so you might get a picture of a white deer, but it might not be a spectacular picture other than the fact that the deer's white. Like this picture is a great picture of a deer, no matter what color it is.
Right.
So we don't discriminate around here.
No. An artist capturing the field of sunflowers at Frederick's Farm by Patrick Costello. That's a cool shot.
Absolutely.
Van Cleve Lake in Seneca Falls on a beautiful September day by Pat O'Connell. Wow.
It got really nice in September. September was the best month of the year weather-wise.
It was.
Hands down.
It was.
And then October was not too far behind.
Summer decided to come, that's why. Van Cleve Lake in Seneca Falls on a that's this one.
What we're looking at.
The clouds reflect in the pool at Montezuma by Diane Dersch. Wow.
Look like mountains in the background.
They do. Beautiful. A butterfly on a sunflower in early September by Mike Sargent. Another one of those butterfly shots. A late September weekend comes to a close on Cayuga Lake in this shot by Kevin Colton.
Kevin Colton.
Wow. Yeah, beautiful. An early October scene at Deckertown Falls in Montour by Jim Porepsky. So we're into October now.
And there's dozens and dozens of falls photos. I don't think we have any from Titanic in here.
We do.
I don't know, maybe we're just getting immune to them because I've seen so many.
We have one after Thanksgiving.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I think.
No, I think it's from Titanic Falls State Park, but not the falls.
Oh.
You'll remember it when we see it. When we get to it.
Okay. All right, let's see. Next up, a fiery sunset in Mecklenburg in Schuyler County in mid-October. Yeah, those sky photos. I remember we had a lot of those fiery skies.
In October.
Yes. And the Harvest Moon rising over Geneva and Seneca Lake by Jim Porepsky.
Nice.
Gorgeous.
That harvest moon.
Super moon, harvest moon.
Yep. A warm October evening comes to a close in Yates County by Nancy L. Wright. Yeah, and I remember that one too. Autumn colors surround this lane in Himrod in late October. Finally, the leaves decided to change.
Yeah, that was a nice day there.
Late October. Stunning foliage around Canandaigua Lake by Mike Sargent.
Wow.
Oh yeah,
that's like a textbook Finger Lakes photo right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd Google Finger Lakes and that image would come up.
You got hills, you got water.
Beautiful. This farm in Yates County glowing in the setting sun by Rachel Burkholder.
Frosty.
Yes. And the first snow of the season in November in Romulus by Rachel Burkholder as well.
First time we got this one's from Rachel too, I think.
Yep.
It's a farm scene somewhere.
Romulus. Yep.
And then there would be the first snow, right?
This November scene from the stables at Horse Haven. Is that
no,
right? Did I
snow.
skip one?
No, this is the first snow in
this is the first snow of the
Romulus.
Season. Okay.
And it obviously wasn't the last.
Mm-hmm.
And then this would be the Clifton Springs.
Horse Haven.
Mm-hmm. By who took
by
that one?
Shelley Lannon.
Yeah.
Love it. All right, Waves Breaking Against the Wall at Sodas Pier by Chris Trine. Love that photo. That is so unique.
Ones that we got this year.
Yeah.
Looks like a rock skipping against the water. It's really cool. This cool November shot from the hills in Victor by Mike Sargent. Nice. Main Street in Canandaigua at Night by George Coons. Loved this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looking down Main Street from the lake.
Yep.
Yeah. You got City Hall or the courthouse over there to the right.
Yep. Love it. And a quiet scene at Taganek Falls State Park on the day after Thanksgiving by Rachel Burkholder.
Black Friday.
Yes.
Yep.
She wasn't fighting the lines. This Snowy Owl in December near Canandaigua by Mike Sargent. I love that. One of my favorites of all the whole year, I would say. Love that. So cute. The Falls by the Old Mill at Robert Treman State Park by Rachel Burkholder. A Frosty December Morning in Yates County by Nancy L. Wright. Love that. And A Cool December Saturday Night in the Town of Barrington by Nancy L. Wright.
No, this was the Buttonwood Grove Winery.
Well, we just got that one.
Yeah, this is the Ice Harvest at Buttonwood Grove.
Yes, by Marcia Clue.
And then,
yes.
Well, we must have, that other one must have missed it.
Yep. Well, this December Blue Jay was taken by Steve Eichhorn.
Yeah.
So cute.
Cool. And then this one might not be one of the best photos of the year, but it rounds out the year. This was from Christmas Day evening, right, in Seneca Falls?
Yes, taken by Jim Sinicropi.
Yeah, on my way home from a Christmas party. It was snowing and cold and, wintry.
Blustery, cold, snowy.
2017 going out like a lion. Well, we did it.
We did it. We got through it.
A minute and a half left here, and we got through them all. Maybe it's because we omitted a couple.
Yeah, that's true. Well, thank you guys so much for sharing your photos with us over the past year and your talent and your vision of the amazing Finger Lakes with us and all our viewers here at FingerLakes1.com. We can't wait to see what you'll find in 2018.
To me, it's just amazing to get such a wide berth of photos from such a, all over the region, and all different seasons and all different times of day. And it's a real treat. I've always really appreciated the photos that we have at Finger Lakes One, and I think it's one of the coolest things. And you can post things to Instagram and to Facebook, and photos are on there, fun to look at. But we kind of capture them chronologically, and they're there for posterity. And I love going through the whole year like that, like we just did. Yeah. So thanks to everybody. I don't want to name everybody. Some send more than others, but we appreciate every photo we get, and it helps us build that incredible gallery. So
sure does.
So we'll see you in 2018.
Yes, we'll see you in 2018. Thank you guys so much for joining us. If you'd like to drop us a line, send an email to contact@fingerlakes1.com. If you enjoy the show, click like, share, or subscribe. We'll be back in 2018. Until then, have a safe and festive rest of your holiday season and New Year here in the Finger Lakes.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.